they're focused on Iran. What is Trudeau going to do about Iran? And
Oh, so can I speak on that?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I think the conservatives are right to focus a lot on Iran, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
So the Islamic Republic is a producer of terrorism globally, and that's not good for Canada. And the other problem is that the Iranian Islamic Republic, they have cells in Canada, right? They have
Yeah,
agents in Canada. So one of the things that the Iranian community is saying is that they don't feel safe here because Trudeau is allowing the
the South
Islamic
right.
Republic,
Yeah.
yeah, to send their operatives into the country, and he's not deporting their operatives. So, which is why the conservatives keep asking him to designate the IRGC, that's
As a
the
terrorist
Islamic
group.
Public Guard. I can't remember the full name. The
Yeah.
IRGC as a terrorist organization, so that you can stop their money flow and you can stop their ability to enter into Canada and to engage in some of these dangerous
Okay.
activities.
Now I have. Here's where I agree with you. Right. I'm not against that aspect of the whole Iran situation. But here's where I put my little hat on and I do a little digging because I spend a lot of time investing and one of the biggest things that come out of Iran is what? Oil, right?
Mhm.
They control a huge supply of oil in the world. Now, when you think about this economically and politically, if you were to input a regime to force a regime change war, which they did in Afghanistan, which they did in plenty of other countries, to get control of this natural resource that right now the world is suffering with. It has significant political and financial gains, not for me and you, but for the people that are running the show. And so I think it's an opportunistic thing that they're doing. And I'm very concerned that they're going to use this as a catalyst. So what's going on in Iran and what you're talking about, the cells and the people feeling that they're unsafe, they're going to use this as a means to start if they were to get elected, a regime change war in order to shift the global energy supply away from
And
Iran.
so what I did was I spent a lot of time listening to what Iranians have been saying.
Yeah,
And one of the ways I did that was through Twitter Spaces. I would just go into their rooms and listen to what they're saying.
yeah,
And one of the things that they're saying is that we don't want the United States or Canada to send any troops to Iran.
yeah,
They can take care of it on their own, right? The only
yeah.
thing that they need is for Canada and the US to stop supporting the terrorist Islamic Republic. Because I share the same concern as you, and they share that concern as well.
Yeah.
We don't want the US or Canada or NATO to go into Iran, kick out the Islamic regime, and put their own puppet government in power. They've done it in Africa over and over and over again.
And
And look at
they've done it in Ukraine too. That's what
yeah,
happened in Ukraine, and that's why we're in this situation with
and
Ukraine.
look at the state of these countries.
Yeah.
These Western countries planting their own puppet governments in place.
Yeah.
So I don't think any of us wants it, but at the same time, we recognize that the Iranian people are struggling. They're fighting for freedom, and I personally give my support to the Iranian
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
for fighting. But
Yeah.
as we said, we don't want a situation where any of our governments try to launch any military campaign.
No, I want zero of our boys and women to be over there.
Yes.
Zero. And it's not our war to fight. We can support morally and we can support with sanctions, but in terms of putting our lives at risk for that, absolutely not. Because
Yeah, so
we
the Iranian people can take care of it on their own.
yeah.
They've shown that.
Want more podcasts? Head over to gmg-podcast.com.